Hello everyone, my name is Kelly and welcome to my 5-part video series of Makeup for Beginners. Basically this series is going to be for anyone who knows little to nothing about makeup and wants to start learning their skills in the makeup artistry, or anyone who just wants to touch up on their basic skills and knowledge, or maybe you're just now allowed to wear makeup and you want to learn the proper way to apply makeup. And it is a 5-part series like I said, so we are going to be walking through face. The second video is eyebrows, third is eyeshadow, fourth is liquid eyeliner and lashes and mascara, and the fifth is lipstick. So by the end of the series you will have all the knowledge you need to know to apply a full face of makeup. On a beginner's level, I am wearing the full look right now that you will be learning, so as you can see you don't need a massive amount of knowledge and skills to do a pretty full face glam makeup look. Now I do want to say that I'm not a professional makeup artist, just wanted to let you know that going into the series. Everything that I do know I did learn on my own watching YouTube videos like you are right now, and just by practicing and learning things myself for almost, I'd say, about 4 years now. That I think it's good because I want to show you guys that you can learn makeup just by watching videos and practicing on your own time. Almost all the products I use in this video series is affordable drugstore makeup. I also want to show you that you can find good quality makeup and not have to spend, a huge fortune on it, especially if you are just now starting to getting into makeup. You pretty much have to buy all the products you need to apply. You don't have to spend a huge budget. I am showing you all the products that I recommend that are very affordable as well. And today we are starting with face makeup. We're going to be covering priming your face, foundation. I'm also going to go over how to pick the correct color foundation, concealer, setting with powder, contour, bronzer, and blush. Now, before we get into the actual tutorial part of the video, I do want to go over with you guys on how to pick a proper foundation shade. Basically, two main things we look at. One is your skin type, as in oily, dry, combination, or normal, and also your color, as in from your ivory to darker colors, warm and cool, and neutral tones. Now, if this sounds super crazy to you, like, what are you talking about? Thought I just go into the store, pick a foundation that kind of looks like my skin and whatever. A little bit more to that if you want to get your exact shade that will also match the best and look the best on you. I mean, of course, you can go to a store and Sephora, go ahead and choose your shade for you. If you want to do it yourself, it is good, useful information to have. But the number one thing you want to think about is what type of skin do you have? Is it more on the dry side? Are you more oily? Are you kind of combination? Do you have dry patches and oily in some other areas? Or you kind of just have regular skin, it's never really too dry, it's never really too oily. If you do have that, you're really lucky. But that's what you want to think about. And from there, you want to do your research on what foundation line is best for your type of skin. And Maybelline, you may have heard of the Fit Me line. These foundations are great because they come in matte and poreless, and they come in dewy and smooth. Now, the matte and poreless is a super popular one, especially for people with oily skin, because when you're oily, it's hard for your foundation to stay in place. Oil tends to make it look dewy, so you kind of want to opposite that effect, which is being matte and poreless, because another thing is when you are oily, your pores tend to be larger. And if you're drier like I am, the dewy and smooth, I absolutely love this foundation for dry skin, because again, it's kind of the opposite effect where you want your face to look hydrated and dewy and smooth and not cling to your dry patches. And if you're normal, you can pretty much do any foundation you want, because like I said, you are very lucky. And I am using the dewy and smooth one today for the tutorial. The next thing you want to think about is your color range. When you match your foundation color, you don't want to necessarily match your face color, because a lot of times it can be lighter from our skin color, just because we wash our face more and exfoliate it. So you really want to do, when you try to pick out colors, not necessarily think about your face color, but maybe more like your décolleté chest, or sometimes you can test foundations in women here. But if you think about it, this gets tanned a lot more than this area. Summertime, a lot of times we wear short sleeve shirts and our arms are just out a lot. Plus, this skin is right next to our face, so we want this to match as best as possible. Last thing about choosing a color is if you're warm or cool toned or neutral. Basically, how you can find out if you're warm or cool toned by looking at the colors of your veins on your arm. And if your veins mostly appear more green, you are warm toned. If they appear more blue, you are cool toned. And if you have a good combination of both colors, then you are neutral. Now, a really good color range at the drugstore for figuring out warm, neutral, or cool is the L'Oreal True Match, another foundation that I really like. and they have a huge color range. So they have W's, N's, and C's. W's is all the warm tones, N's is all the neutral tones, and C's is all the cool tones. To find out if you're warm, cool, or neutral, you can go there, look at their selection, and from there pick out the color, and the color ranges from, you know, lightest to darkest, and you pick out one that's correct for you. That is basically all I needed to talk about before getting into the tutorial, so let's get into it. Before starting makeup, we always want to start with a primer. This will leave a better surface for our makeup to stay on, and also it'll make our makeup stay longer. So we just apply a pump all over our face and rub it in gently and tap it in where we have larger pores so it kind of fills in those areas. Another thing before starting primer, you guys also want to make sure you're moisturizing and using proper skincare for your face. And the best time to do that is about 20 minutes before starting primer and other face makeup. And this will help keep your skin nice and healthy your whole life. Next, you start applying your foundation in areas where you have more redness. And you want to start with less because you can always build it up later if you need some more coverage. But if you start off with too much, you're going to have a cake face. And then you can start blending this in with a brush. I know some people use fingers and stuff, but brush is going to give you the most flawless look. And it's going to make the makeup sit on your skin so much better. So please use a brush and make sure you're blending down to your jawline, towards your ears, and up into your hairline as well. So it's nice and blended into your whole face. Next, we can go on to concealer. This is my favorite one by Maybelline. So a lot of people just put concealer right under their eyes, but you want to make sure you're spreading in your whole T-zone area. So that's down right under your chin, around your nose because a lot of redness is around there, and maybe a little bit onto your nose and forehead, and also where you have any redness like I do right there. And you want to blend it all the way to where your eyebrow ends and up into your nose. And also you can go onto your eyelids like I am if you have some veins up there. And it can also serve as an eyeshadow primer for if you're putting on eyeshadow. And just blend it all in. I think a sponge is good for concealer, but you can use a brush or maybe even a finger for concealer. And then you can set it. So this is just a regular setting brush and a setting powder. And the reason you want to go over with this kind of brush where you put concealer is because it's going to prevent creasing and make it last longer. A big trend right now is to do baking, but in my opinion, that's a little bit more of an advanced technique. So this is the basic technique of applying pressed powder. And also, baking I don't feel, in my opinion, is the best for my type of skin anyway, which is dry. Then you can use a big powder brush to apply the rest of your face. Then we can move on to contour. And guys, I know I said I'm just going to use affordable makeup in this series, but this is the one thing that's more on the expensive side because it is just so amazing and I really recommend it. So for contour, you want to use a cool shade like the one I pointed to. There's various brushes you can use for contour, but I think this is a good technique, just using a regular bronzer brush and fold it in this type of position. Then you want to find the hollows of your cheek, and you can kind of see it's already a little bit defined naturally on our face. And you want to start gently tapping the cool shade on there and blending it in. And you want to blend upwards because if any of it goes under the hollow, it's just not going to give you the right effect because we want to lift and define our cheekbones. So we want to put the bristles upwards and just blend it to about where your eye meets. You don't want to go too far down. And you can see it adds a little bit of better definition and just doing some extra blending. And of course doing the opposite side. So contour, you can do your cheeks, your jawline, your forehead, and these will also cause them to look smaller. You can do your nose as well, but in my opinion, it's a more advanced technique, so we're just going to focus on these three today. So for your jawline, you want to start where your jawline meets and go right to your chin, pretty much just right on the very edge of your jaw. It's also going to help prevent the look of a double chin, which nobody wants. And for your forehead, you just want to go right on your temples and go into your hairline as well. And this will make your forehead look a little bit smaller. And then actual bronzer, you can do a warmer shade, you can do matte, you can do a shimmery shade, and you pretty much want to connect all the spots where you put your contour, and you can spread the bronzer out a little bit more. Just going to give your face a tan look and make it look glowier. And you don't have to be as distinct with the bronzer. I also always spread it onto my neck as well, so our face isn't looking tanner than our neck. For blush, this is a gorgeous shade on all skin tones, but to find where you put your blush, you want to do a kind of a fake smile, and right where your little apples are, you want to spread it right in there, and I bring it pretty much all the way over on top of my contour and on my bronzer. And I've heard that to match your correct blush, you want to do the same color as your tongue. But I feel like there's so many gorgeous shades of blush out there. You can pretty much do any shade you want, just as long as it's not too light or too dark for your skin tone. And blush always just adds like a nice glow to your face. If you add too much blush, you can just go in with your big powder brush and just kind of blend it in. Finally, for highlight, there is stick, liquid, and powder. I'm showing you stick and powder because a lot of people like to use the stick as a base for the powder to make it a little bit more vibrant. So basically you just want to tap the stick gently right on the high points of your face, so your nose and your cheekbones, and then just blend it in a little bit better with your finger. For a really natural look, you could just use a stick, but here's the powder one. And the good thing about highlight is you can build it up as much as you want, from a natural look to a very vibrant poppin' highlight. And I like to kind of put above my eyebrows and spread it up. You can pretty much do whatever you want with it. And again, put as many layers on as you want. You can use a fan brush or a brush like I'm using now to do the highlight. And then you can also go ahead and put it up on your nose. And a lot of people like to put it right on their cupid's bow above their lip. And this little area, I don't really know what it's called, but pretty much wherever your skin is kind of protruding. And the very last step of face makeup is using a makeup setting spray to make sure all that face makeup stays on and lasts all day. Hey guys, that completes day 1 of our Makeup for Beginners video series. I do recommend watching the complete series, so be sure to check that out. Or if you are watching this video series while it is going on, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you know when each new video comes out, which by the way, they are playing every Monday the month of January 2017. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video, and I will see you in the next video of the series, which will be eyebrows. See you guys.